A lot of people often wonder, why does our data suck? Why is it inaccurate, right? And there's a lot of reasons that we can go through on why that is, but at the end of the day, it boils down to a very simple thing. It's because it's not clearly defined, right? Data is very rarely wrong in the sense of the systems that are recording the data elements are doing something incorrectly, and therefore the data is wrong. Occasionally that happens, right? And that can be fixed from a technical perspective, but that's like less than 5% of the cases, right? 95% of the time, data accuracy issues come from a lack of definitions. Good example of a data quality issue is in contact centers, right? We worked with a client who had a contact center and they were looking at metrics like average handle time. In the way that they defined it was from when an agent answers the phone, it was an inbound contact center, until the call ends and then they finish their after call work, right? Well, they were a business-to-business company, so they did a contact center, outsourced contact center for customers. And one of the things that they were struggling with is that their clients had a different definition of average handle time, right? And so when their clients would look at numbers, they would come back with different numbers on average handle time for different IVR topics than what the client was reporting in their client reporting. And this would cause a lot of consternation in their conversations with clients, because they weren't on the same page. It wasn't because the data was wrong, right? The system was accurately collecting the elements of the calls, but it was because they never got on the same page as far as what does average handle time actually mean. And that right there is the root cause of 95% of data inaccuracy issues that people are going to struggle with in the business. It's because you haven't built a data dictionary, you haven't sat at a table and clearly defined what a specific metric means. And so what you do is you integrate, like you insert variability in interpretation in people's own mind's definition of what something means. And that causes a lot of issues because somebody on this side of the organization might define average handle time slightly differently than somebody on this side of the organization. And then they both create reports out of the same system and the same tables, but when it gets to leadership, they have different numbers. And then leadership says, our data sucks, it's not any good, it's not accurate, we can't even get these guys to report the same numbers. Well, that's because they don't believe they're reporting the same definition. So you have to clearly define that and build a data dictionary around it.